All right, Skope TV, April 1st. No, this is not April Fool's Day. I really do have Rick Allen from Def Leppard and Lauren Monroe on the phone here. Can you please say hello, Rick and Lauren?
Hello, everybody.
All right. Everyone, just so you know, Lauren has just put out the incredible album, The Freedom Sessions, and that is what we are mainly talking about tonight, but obviously with these two people, we have so much to talk about, so let's get right to it. First of all, how did you two meet?
We met in Colorado through a mutual friend. I was a massage therapist, and I had a practice, and Rick came as a patient. That's how we met.
That's awesome. That actually goes into my next question, because how much did Lauren's background in the healing arts play into you two coming together and obviously falling madly in love?
It actually played a huge part because I originally went to Lauren for problems I was having with my shoulder. And then I learned that she was a teacher at the Boulder College of Massage. So I actually went down there and attended some of the classes and realized that some of the work that she was doing actually gave me a language for some of the experiences that I went through just after my accident, which were some of the experiences were quite profound, and I was looking for a way to explain what had happened to me, and that's where Lauren comes in.
Makes sense. Now, at what point in your relationship did you decide that you wanted to do music together?
That was right off the bat, really. I was a musician when Rick and I met, as well as involved in the healing arts, and I was a percussionist too. So we just automatically started drumming together as a form of healing and just connecting with each other. It was wonderful, and then we started to invite other people and with an intention for healing, and it grew from there. And then we decided to start working on songs. That I've been a songwriter since I was little, and I was lucky. Rick appreciated what I was doing, and we've been working on putting a record out for 6 years now, and we really just kind of on and off. And then we decided, let's do it. Let's really focus and do it, and we did.
That's awesome. Now, obviously, Lauren, your new CD is called The Freedom Sessions. We actually have a picture of the cover, which is a beautiful cover up on the screen right now. Why did you decide to call the album Freedom Sessions, and what does that mean to you guys?
Well, I'll answer, and then Rick can answer too. The Freedom Sessions for me, it's kind of a coming out. And in my past, my vocal style and my writing was more aggressive, and I found that being a more vulnerable singer was difficult for me, and of course that challenged me, and I wanted to do it, and that's how I decided to come out with this record. Really exposed, and the way Rick produced the record is very organic and really pure, and it was a point in my life where I really wanted to have the courage to come out, expose the way I am as a person, not under any facade as a singer or anything else. And to me, that's what it means. And also, all the lyrics and the content is about freeing yourself from fear and from expectation and connecting with other people. So I just want to add too that the cover, it is a beautiful cover, and I think the artwork on it is beautiful. The photography was done by Rick, and he's an amazing photographer, which many people don't know.
Well, thank you, Lauren.
Rick, who else can capture the love of their life like their husband, though? I mean, it's a beautiful cover. It really is.
I don't think I would have been able to be so authentic in the photograph if it wasn't Rick taking the picture. It was very spontaneous. Actually, it was taken in Washington, D.C. when we were there at a hotel. Just we were playing around, and he said, "Here, let's pose in front of the window." And I said, "Okay." It was great.
That's cool. Now, Lauren, another question for you. Obviously, I mean, I know you're Rick's wife, but aside from that, did you feel pressure working with Rick and the legendary J.T. Thomas on this album, that you felt like you had to rise up to a higher standard? Not that you're not on their standard, but you're obviously incredibly talented. But was there some pressure there for that?
The environment in our whole process was so family orientated and loving that I didn't feel, honestly, I really didn't feel a pressure. I think everybody had such respect for one another that it was just, we were doing it because we loved being together, and we thought the material was really good. We all wanted to share. So it wasn't like I went into this thing, I want to be a successful Grammy winner or anything like that. This is just wanting to share with other people. So with that intent, there was no pressure at all. We just really genuinely were doing it because we wanted to have a good time and create a good experience together. So no, surprisingly, I didn't feel that. I'm lucky.
That's cool.
The writing sessions actually went really smoothly and came about in a very natural way. Lauren started working with a guy called Stoll Vaughan, and I remember coming home one day and they'd written 3 full songs, and it wasn't like, there was one, really strong song out of the bunch. It was like, whoa, it was like, these are finished songs. And I think the fact that they had this finished quality about them, I didn't want to overdo the production. I just wanted to let the songs be as organic as they possibly could be. And that plays back into what we were saying before about the Freedom Sessions. To me, the Freedom Sessions, it's really about being vulnerable. Just putting yourself out there, and the more basic the production, to me, the more naked you are, the more you're out there, on show. And it was just a very natural process, and everybody was very supportive of what we were doing.
That's awesome. What song on the album is the most personal to you? And do any of your songs on this album speak directly about Lauren and Rick as a married couple?
That's interesting. I'd say My Love is a very personal song. But, I think anybody who hears it, it becomes a personal song. I was inspired, that song, for me, working with veterans and their families. And Rick and I, we founded an organization called the Raven Drum Foundation.
Which we're going to get into. Absolutely.
And it really does tie into the song My Love, because while I was writing it, I was really thinking about what spouses of veterans must feel like when they know their loved ones are, in the Middle East fighting, and every day their life is in danger. And I just really considering that and facing hard times together. And of course, that song I really do was appreciating Rick as we were writing it, and every time I hear it, I do think about him. So I would say, yeah, that's the one.
That's cool. Now, Lauren, having Rick in your corner must be obviously amazing. What would you say you've learned about the music biz from what he's experienced?
I can tell you what I've learned about producing and listening to music, and I've told people this before, that I didn't realize, Rick has like a bionic ear. I mean,
only one.
Only one. So, but he really does hear things in such a unique way when he's working in the studio, where sounds and arrangements of things and harmonies, I wouldn't really pick up. So I learned so much about how to listen, because it's really an art. And he showed me a lot. And we're in the studio again right now, and I'm really looking forward to working with him and learning more about that.
That's awesome.
It's interesting how things rub off, because I realized how much I'd learned from working with Mutt Lange. And I was a little nervous about producing this record at first, but then once I got into it, I realized that I picked up certain things from just being around Mutt and being around the rest of the guys in the band, and it didn't take too long before I realized that I could do this, and I could do it quite well. Even though
Rick, I hate to
occasionally
cut
it was...
you off. One quick second. I'm so sorry. One quick second. We got to take a quick break. Skope TV.